Hello all, I'm Amita Gupta. Recently I have submitted my PhD in archaeometallurgy of Garhwal Himalaya. My presentation theme is Contribution of Garhwal Himalaya in Copper Metallurgy. Now I am going to start with the general of Garhwal Himalaya. Garhwal region is the part of Uttarakhand state and administratively Uttarakhand is divided into two divisions, Garhwal Himalaya and Kumaon Himalaya. Garhwal region borders to Tibet from north side, Nepal from the east side, Himachal Pradesh from the western side and Uttar Pradesh from the southern side. Unfortunately, Garhwal Himalaya was never known for its extensive copper metallurgy before, though this region was rich in copper ore. This presentation will focus on few important questions like what is the present situation of archaeology of copper metallurgy in Garhwal Himalaya. Archaeological evidence is collected by the exploration in Garhwal Central Himalaya. New archaeological evidences of smelting sites in Central and Trans-Himalaya India, and most important role of excavated archaeological site in terms of copper metallurgy. For this work I used the given methodology. First, reviewing the past literature, second, focusing on the past excavations and my own explorations. The past work gave the knowledge that copper was mined by the past societies. It is mined by the local smelters and it is mentioned by Atkinson in his Gazetteer. Other historians and archaeologists also found few metal tools and artifacts during excavation and explorations, but these metal tools never became the topic of interest for these archaeologists. The introduction of metallurgy was first unearthed by the exploration of cave burials at Malari, but the problem was that these metal tools was not became the topic of interest. Malari is very important village in Trans-Himalaya and it is situated in Chamoli district. It is cold desert region which is freezed for 6 months by the snow. These cave burials of Malari exposed different variety of metal tools and artifacts from these burials, and these artifacts was collected from these burials was made of iron, copper and tin bronzes. Copper was found in the form of bead, different type of decorative items, breast pins. Iron is found in the form of bead, small hammer and hand axe. Microstone beads also found along with the burials and different shape of interesting pottery was also found here. Copper or bronze artifacts also found in these burials. A copper ball along with the decoration on the center part found here and a copper bangle also found here. These copper bronzes and lead copper bronzes prove that the smelters of Malari was known the alloying technique and they were frequently using tin and lead alloying. But it it is interesting that tin was not found in this particular area. So, this is a question whether they were importing tin from nearby the countries or nearby the states like Himachal Pradesh. This also gave a clear indication of trade network, like they were importing tin from other areas by giving some other things. Nearby the Malari village, I explored a copper mine which was also mentioned by Geological Survey of India during 2010. Let us focus on my own explorations and my discoveries in Garhwal Himalaya. I found copper smelting site along with the fragment of tier. Here I found copper slag which is quite different from the another site which I found here in Malari. In Malari village I found two copper smelting sites. The another site I found near the entrance of the village on the bank of the Holy Ganga river. Here I found copper slag inside the furnace and I found fragment of furnace also, but I didn't found any part of tier here. Here we can see the slag is spread on the ground. As far as the dates are concerned, the cave burial site dated back to 400 to 100 BC, but the smelting site is still waited for the dating. The interesting point is that copper slag which I found here, when the scientific analysis was done on the slag, I was it was not matched with the copper mine which is found nearby Malari. But it is matched with the copper tools which was found in the cave burials. It indicates that the smelters of Malari was mined another copper mine which is situated nearby the area. After that, I found another copper mine in Girti Ganga Valley, but the problem is that this mine is inaccessible. Other site is found in Alaknanda Valley and also presented very interesting copper and bronze artifacts in the form of copper parror, copper bangles, another copper decorative item, copper bangle, and highly decorative tea totem. In Garhwal Himalaya, the largest site for copper smelting was found at Pokhari village, which is situated in Chamoli district. Here I found copper mining area, smelting site, and copper working area together. At the smelting site, I found tons of copper, as here we can see. Here is the copper smelting site is situated, and here I found tons of copper smelting slag which is related to different process of chain smelting. This copper slag is different in shapes as we can see here. Here the smelting technology was very advanced, as this type of technology was not reported from any other site from India as far as my concern and as I found in the published data. But this type of technology was first discovered in the Alps region of Europe, and in Asia it is found in Thailand. In India, this is the second site for this type of copper smelting. The first site in Asia is Thailand, and the second site in Asia is India. In this smelting process, copper ore was crushed and was filled into the furnace, and after smelting, the waste part, which is called slag, was crushed and smelted again and again, crushed and smelted again. Then the same process was done, and the waste part, slag, is again crushed and smelted again. In the last, the flat type of slag was manufactured by this technology because of its flat nature, as we can see here, the flat slag. Because of its flat nature, it is called platinum shekel or platy slag. Along with this slag, I also found jewel, but I didn't found any type of full furnace remains here. I found fragment of furnace, so I cannot rediscover or reimagine what type of furnace they were using for this type of technology. Nearby the area, like the adjoining area, I found the copper mining site, and here I found the copper ore working site. Here they were crushing the ore, and here I found the core debris with the crushed ore. For finishing this presentation, the overall view is that Garhwal Himalaya was very rich in copper metallurgy, and it has very extensive and advanced metallurgical system comparatively and other part. Thanks for your patience. Please give your suggestions in the comment box.